going on, YouTube? What's up, Raider Nation? I'm Bubba the Raider, coming at you on this coronavirus-y Monday. I haven't made a video in a while, but all of a sudden I find myself with a little bit more time on my hands as we're all kind of in quarantine. Sorry about the lighting in the back. It's all snowy outside. I live in Central Oregon, so I just want to make a quick video. I know I haven't made one in a while. This has been, I feel like I say it every video, but this genuinely has been like the craziest and honestly like the worst year so far of my life, 2020. So I've had more going on than I can even explain. I'm a teacher, so we're out of school right now for the next 2 weeks, which, you know, and potentially more, prepping to go online and make a lot more videos probably, so for teaching wise, and then also having more time to work on videos for the upcoming Raiders season, Las Vegas Raiders season. So I want to make a quick video today, talk just quick, real basic thoughts on free agency. And with the craziness that's been going on, I haven't been following it as closely as I normally do. I usually have a big long list of like who I want us to pick up in free agency, why I want us to pick them up in free agency, and like what effect that will have on what I want us to do in the draft. And I still have that. I made a small little list, and I think it will kind of affect the way we do the draft. But I've been thinking a lot about the positions that we need, and you'll see with my list, it's like either depth or one or two guys in a position that we need multiples of. So like linebackers, corners, receivers. But I believe that, and I'm starting to believe it more and more each year, that like the best teams, best players are found in the draft. And so I think free agency, Mike Mayock had a quote that said like a lot of them are free agents for a reason. Their teams aren't re-signing them for a reason. And I get that. So it's important to find value. Not to say that a free agent can't bring you value. Obviously, look at what Ryan Tannehill did last year. I mean, he wasn't a free agent. I guess he was traded. But you see it. Jadeveon Clowney this year was really good for the Seahawks. I mean, Tyrell Williams was pretty good for us, except for he roasted his foot or whatever. You've got you see it all over the place. Jimmy Garoppolo, right? I mean, they traded for him too, I guess. But teams usually don't let those guys walk if they can help it, unless they're in a real bad position like the Cowboys are in, and I think we need to take advantage of that. So my first free agent I want us to look at, obviously you see it all year, is Byron Jones. I think he, talent-wise, and he's still pretty young, could bring immense value to the Raiders, and it's a situation where you know that they're prioritizing certain people because of necessity, right? So like, and that's going to have an impact on their whole entire roster, right? So they just franchise tag Dak, which is going to be semi-expensive, right? Now they need to sign Amari Cooper, which is going to be very expensive. If you look to the future, they're going to have Jalen Smith that they need to re-sign. They're going to have Leighton Vander Esch that they're going to need to re-sign. They're going to have this entire offensive line that's going to need to be re-signed or rebuilt. They've got guys. They re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence last year. They re-signed Zeke. Like, when you have all that talent, that takes a lot of money, and a lot of the time that talent can kind of like fall by the wayside. And I think that's what you're going to see with Byron Jones here. And I think it would behoove us to really jump on that opportunity, really help beef up our secondary. And he's a guy who's played at UConn, blew up the combine, very athletic, and he can be very versatile. If we needed to move him to safety, we could move him to safety. I think they have him listed as a corner, which he can play corner. He can play free safety. He can play strong safety. He can play corner. He's very versatile. I don't think he could play any linebacker, but I don't know. I haven't watched too much on him, but I do know that I liked him a lot coming out of Connecticut, and so I think that would really be beneficial to us. Second one is the free agent you see all the time that us signing is Corey Littleton. I don't think we'll get both of these guys. I don't know if we'll get any of these guys, but it's enough said. The guy can cover. He's a linebacker. I don't think he will be like the linebacker. You know what I mean? Like, he won't be our main guy. He won't be like a Luke Kuechly or what's the kid up in Bobby Wagner or anything like that. But I think he can be an outside linebacker who really, or even like an inside linebacker, but who really helps us with coverage, helps us try and slow down guys like Travis Kelce and Hunter Henry. If the Chargers don't lose him, I don't think they will. Noah Fant help us with that in our linebacking unit, and I think it would be one less linebacker we have to address, and I think he's probably the best linebacker in this class. The third guy I want us to bring in, I'm not saying we're going to get all of these guys by any means. These are just like my top 5 guys that I'd want to sign. This is a little bit of a homer pick. I'm an Oregon boy. I love the Ducks, so don't get me wrong before I even say this name, which you already probably know what it is. I'm a Derek Carr supporter. He's my favorite player in the NFL. I follow him to a fault. This is a depth move, and potentially, like, put yourself in a position, if he's for the right price, that if Derek doesn't play well, we put weapons around him. He doesn't play well, which he needs to. I'm a big supporter of him, but I think this is the year. I feel like I said that last year too, but this is the year. If we put weapons around him, there's no excuses, and he's not playing up to potential. Bench him and bring in Marcus Mariota. I watched every snap he did live in college. He is incredible. I feel like he was wildly misused by the Titans, and I think that he needs a change of scenery. I think going there to back up Derek Carr would be beneficial to him, and then who knows, either like he takes over or we can have a special package, kind of like what the Saints have with like Taysom Hill. Marcus is unique because he can run, but he's not like, he doesn't have to run. He's got a pretty good arm. So we could put in some special packages with him, but I think that he would be beneficial for our team. The fourth guy is probably actually the guy I want the most, and I was so freaking surprised to see him get cut on Friday, and that's Xavier Rhodes. I know he had a down year last year, kind of. I think he still made the Pro Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. But I could not believe the Vikings let him go, and they did it and re-signed Kirk Cousins. I think he's 30, so he's not young. But I think even if he is on the downhill slide, the guy is so smart. The guy's football smarts are off the chart. And like, I watched a video where he went and was explaining what was going through his mind. He was breaking down film, explaining what was going through his mind with Brian Baldinger on the NFL Network. And just listening to the things he's thinking about, the way he's reading, like, who am I up against? Who am I guarding? Like, what's my job? Who's my man? B, to be able to tell off the first 2 to 3 steps what's happening, like, is incredible. I never played. I mean, I played a little. I mean, I'm a bigger guy, but I played receiver for a long time, and I played a little corner, but like, that was years and years and years ago. And I coach, but I've never seen, like, obviously I've never coached an NFL player, but I've never seen that, like, that knowledge of the wide receiver position from a corner. So I think that he would be beneficial, even if he's not out there blowing it up and shutting stuff down. He'd be better than what we had. And he could teach guys like Trayvon Mullen and Isaiah Johnson and Nick Nelson, and he could teach them, like, how to know the game on that level. And so I think that would be very interesting. I also saw that Desmond Trufant got cut. I feel like those guys always go hand in hand because they came out at the same time, I'm pretty sure. And he would be another guy that would be pretty good for our secondary. But I think that if we could bring in a veteran corner, I think we have enough youth at corner. I wouldn't be mad if we drafted one, but I think we have enough youth at corner that, well, and maybe not, because we're going to lose, we might lose Daryl Worley. So let me think before I speak on that. But I think it puts the need to draft a corner down. Last guy I'm going to talk about, I want us to sign Carl Joseph. But that's because I love Carl. A lot of people don't. The draft he came out 2015, he was my favorite player in the entire draft class. And so I was like really hyped when we drafted him, and everyone thought it was early. I was really hyped about it, and I think he's really kind of come into his own a little bit. I won't be upset if we don't make it happen. There's actually some safeties in this draft class that I really like. I really like Antoine Winfield out of Minnesota. And so if we don't bring him back, I wouldn't be mad, if we try to scoop up one of these guys later on down the road in the draft. But I want to see what he can do. I want him to get another, even if it's like a 2 or 3 year deal, I want to see what he can do for us for that long. So those are some of the free agents I'd like to see us sign. I think if we sign Tom Brady, well, first, anyone who knows me knows that that's my least favorite person in the entire world. Has been since I was like 11 years old. I don't think I would be like, I'm a big Derek Carr supporter. I don't want Tom Brady. I don't want another quarterback except for Marcus to come in and be a backup, but I don't want another quarterback but Derek. If we sign Tom Brady, right away, we need to, in my mind, we need to trade Derek and we need to draft a quarterback to sit and learn, because like at that point, Gruden has made his decision. And I don't think that we need to continue with Derek Carr if that's the direction they go. It's not the direction I'd go, but that's what I think we need to do. So it'll be interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think about these guys. I'd say the number one guy I want besides Marcus, my favorite player on here, like in terms of being a fan, is I'm a big fan of Xavier Rhodes. And so that would be a guy I'd love to see in Vegas. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I should be making some more videos, talk about draft prospects, some guys I really like, some guys I'm getting really big on. I mentioned Antoine Winfield. I love Isaiah Simmons, obviously. I'm a big Oregon fan, and I think Troy Dye could really bring some stuff to us if he's around in the third. Anyway, that's just my thought process. So let me know what you think. Look forward to my future videos. If you like this, subscribe. If you don't like this, dislike it and tell me why. If you liked it, leave a like, tell me why as well. Just win, baby.